new article by Aaron Dykes. Dick Cheney confronted by We Are Change for ordering 9/11 stand down. We're going to play the clip of Cheney being confronted by We Are Change. Then it cuts to Mr. Panetta, then Transportation Secretary in Congress, testifying to the 9/11 Commission, confirming that, and in at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 other interviews since then with We Are Change and others. He said, no, what I said's right. That's what happened. Dick Cheney's mistaken. But Cheney, literally who doesn't have a pulse and has a bionic heart on the outside of his body, a heart pump, a ventricle assister, they're being confronted right after he'd been booed off the stage as being a warmonger by the Republicans at CPAC. So a good send-off for Cheney as he prepares, unless he gets a heart transplant, to move on to Valhalla. I hope he repents of what he's done. I wish no ill will against Cheney, because he's clearly got God to deal with. But let's go ahead and play this amazing video audio clip. Here it is.
Hey, Mr. Cheney. Mr. Cheney, what'd you do in the underground bunker on 9/11?
All right, let's go. Back up.
Dick Cheney, we know what you did. Dick Cheney, don't put your hands on me.
Get out of my way. I'll push you. I'll push you, pal.
Don't.
Okay?
Don't push me. You can politely talk. That's what you do.
Are you being polite?
Mr. Dick Cheney, we know what you did on 9/11 when you did the stand-down orders. Norman Panetta testified against you on the 9/11 Commission report. Mr. Cheney, we know what happened on 9/11.
Everybody out right now.
Cheney, we know what you did on 9/11 with your stand-down orders. You won't get away with it.
Thank you, Mr. Cheney. Thank you for all you've done for our country. Thank you.
You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist.
Thank you.
During the time that the airplane coming in to the Pentagon, there was a young man who would come in and say to the vice president, the plane is 50 miles out. The plane is 30 miles out. And when it got down to the plane is 10 miles out, the young man also said to the vice president, do the orders still stand? And the vice president turned and whipped his neck around and said, of course the orders still stand. Have you heard anything to the contrary?
A moment's contemplation reveals the magnitude of what we have just heard. Not only was Cheney in the PIOC before Flight 77 hit, he told an obviously nervous aide that the orders still stood, and then listened as the plane approached and then hit the Pentagon, the most heavily defended building in the world.
Boy, and We Are Change at the end tag puts my John Hancock up there at the top, Infowars.com. That gives me the willies. I mean, these are mobsters. These are gangsters. These are cold-blooded people. And all I can say is, We Are Change, Luke-Rudkowski, you blow me away. Luke's been fighting for 9/11 truth for 6-7 years. What, he's 22 years old now, 23? And when New York 9/11 Truth didn't want him getting hardcore, they threw him out of the group. And we supported him here, launched We Are Change, supported it. And now it's got, I don't know, over 100 chapters all over the world. And they're doing real journalism, real confrontations, real muckraking. Luke-Rudkowski, and to all We Are Change, I salute you. My listeners salute you. By the way, we found a clean video shot from another camera phone of the Dick Cheney, and on top of it, Newt Gingrich also being confronted. We're going to add that to Aaron Dykes' article that's at Infowars.com. Now, it's only in the tiles up there on the big video box, so you have to kind of look for it. I'm going to have Aaron add it as one of the top featured news stories. Right now, we have TSA workers admit to stealing huge amounts of cash from passengers. That's in red. The next story, Mexican troops conduct vehicle search on U.S. soil. Has there been an Egyptian revolution? That's the Paul Craig Roberts article. Tea Party caucus leader Bachmann votes for Patriot Act. Ron Paul, I can beat warmongering Obama. We need to go ahead and put another story on top of that, and that needs to be the Dick Cheney confronted on 9/11 stand down above the TSA worker, admits to stealing huge amounts of cash from passengers. We need to get that out to everybody. Start your engines, and we're doing it. Well, it's lonely at the top. Must be lonely for Luke. Such courage. Founded We Are Change 3 years ago, 20-something years old. I'm really proud of Luke-Rudkowski. Can proudly say he's a protege of my work. WeAreChange.org has been hacked and attacked. It's now been brought down right in Dick Cheney's face. We played it earlier in the hour. The video's up at Infowars.com since WeAreChange.org has been hacked. Don't worry. There's hundreds of other websites and chapters. You can't get us all. But Luke is risking his life, confronting Dick Cheney point blank, saying, we know you did 9/11. The NORAD stand down. You're a terrorist. You're a murderer. Luke, we only got 4 minutes. I'm going to try to get you back up tomorrow for a couple segments. But tell us what it was like, not just on video, but anything else that happened, and how you've got this much courage and how others can emulate what you've done and use you as a model of true honor.
I'm nobody special. I'm just like everybody else. All it takes is just a commitment to truth and love, and going out there and being able to speak what's in your heart and what's in your mind. And me and James Lane teamed up from We Are Change, Oklahoma. We were scouting all of the CPAC, all of the Hilton Hotel.
That's right. He's another hero, James Lane.
James Lane of We Are Change, Oklahoma, and me and him noticed the Secret Service guard holding an elevator. And just knowing that from my experiences confronting other individuals, I knew just to stick around there. Newt Gingrich came around. I asked him about Bohemian Grove, and then out of nowhere, Dick Cheney just comes out of nowhere, and my heart just sank. My heart just like, it just went nuts, and I just knew I had to say something. And I looked him right in the eyes, and I told him, you know, what did you do on 9/11 in the presidential bunker? And that feeling of just being able to walk up to him, his face, his reaction, the pictures that came out of it are just incredible. And anybody could do this, and that's what I'm trying to show, is that these people are just regular individuals. We have the power. We have the authority. We have everything we ever needed and wanted, and we have the courage to go up there and talk to these individuals. That's all it takes, going up there with just love and compassion for truth, being calm, not screaming when you're getting pushed or shoved, and just being on your best behavior and just speaking truth. And that feeling, even after finishing that confrontation, I remember just running out of there and just feeling so empowered, feeling so great. And I want to share that with everybody. And I hope people who listen and I hope the people who watch get encouraged, get involved. And whatever you call yourself, if you call yourself an info warrior or a We Are Changer, I don't even care. It's what you do that matters. It's the fruit of your labor.
Well, info warriors are We Are Changers, and We Are Changers are info warriors. It's the spirit of 1776. But for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, we're showing the video to people. I mean, you got within about 3 feet of Cheney, and when you said, we know you ordered the stand down on 9/11, though he looked at you with evil, but also with defeat. He realizes in the history books it's going to be known that he ran 9/11.
He looked at me, he snarled a little bit, and then he put his head down in shame. He put his head down in shame. And that feeling, that look in his face, and just being able to make eye contact with him was one of the most powerful feelings in the world. And I'm going to be doing this full time. I just graduated college. I just quit my job. And I wanted to let everybody know this is only the beginning. I'm just going to start doing this full time. I hope people support me, because that's all I want to do in my life right now, is go out there and confront these evil people with, compassion. I feel sorry for Dick Cheney, honestly. I honestly feel sorry because of what he did and what he has to live with for the rest of his eternity, with his soul and his spirit are decrepit and destroyed. And if we just stay with compassion within our hearts, we could do anything. And that search for truth, for justice and freedom and liberty, and exposing what happened, the horrible crimes on 9/11, that's what life's about.
Well, Luke, how are you tomorrow at 1 so we can have a victory lap, but also organize, talk about some of the other confrontations? 2 Eastern. Are you good at 2 Eastern tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be good for 2 Eastern.
Well, this phone sounds great. Good landline. Hell, let's do at least 30 minutes with you tomorrow. The video is up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. WeAreChange.org has been blasted. And, folks, get support to Luke, because we need this warrior out there full-time for the Republic, exposing these criminals for their real crimes. And watch your 6. Everybody pray for Luke, that God send angels to protect him. And I need some of those prayers, too, because my name's on that video as well. Luke, I salute you. You are something special. I'll say bye to you during the break. We are now into hour number 3, coming up in 30 minutes. Gerald Salente on the economy, on the food riots intensifying all around the world. We're going to also get into other developments dealing with the internet kill switch. USA Today now finally covering it. It's real. It's happening. But Luke Rudkowski, the founder of We Are Change, hundreds of chapters around the world, confronting every globalist you can imagine, getting in Dick Cheney's face at CPAC last week. That video's now gone viral at wearechange.org and Infowars.com. Listeners, you did a great job. You made Cheney stand-down order the #1 search term yesterday. A whole bunch of news picked up on it and went, wow, you mean the head of the Transportation Department did say Cheney ordered to stand down, and they see the congressional C-SPAN clip? I mean, it's really gotten the word out. Luke, there's so much to discuss here, but in this segment, why don't you tell folks about the founding of We Are Change who may not know all about it? And it's an idea. It's not centrally controlled. That's why it stopped infiltrators from being able to bring it down, because it's an idea, and ideas are bulletproof. And just the hundreds of globalists on both sides of the fake political spectrum you guys have confronted.
Yeah, I mean, We Are Change, you brought up a perfect fact, is an idea. We're not really an official organization. There's really, you know, there's nothing, anything really special about it. It's just about fighting for liberty and doing the right thing. People get caught up with different organizations and who's doing this and who's doing that, but really it doesn't matter. It's only the good work that people do to help promote education, to help other people, that really matters at the end of the day. And I just started going out there confronting Zbigniew Brzezinski, and ever since then, it's just been an onslaught of, you know, David Rockefeller, you know, Giuliani, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, you know, the other Rockefellers, and so many other individuals we were able to confront. And the best thing about this is we were able to inspire so many other people to take action in their cities, in their towns, and do the same thing.
That's right. We've seen Rothschilds confronted all over the world. And we now see other groups forming and confronting people, and that's good because it makes, you know, there's more targets of us out there, harder to stop us. We've seen Al Gore confronted. I mean, you name it. Jon Stewart, whose brother runs the New York Stock Exchange, telling us how good the New World Order is. He's being confronted. His goons attacked you guys and got arrested. I mean, we're really showing who these people are.
Exactly. We just confronted David Horowitz, and I'm going to have more videos ready for everybody from, you know, my actions at CPAC. We got Newt Gingrich. We got James Woolsey, the former CIA director. You know, we got Michelle Bachmann. We're going to have so many more videos ready for everybody, and I'm just going to make this, you know, pretty much my full-time job. I want to go out there. I want to go to the Trilateral Commission meetings, the G20 meetings, the Bilderberg meetings. I want to go out there and, you know, be there wherever these people are and get in their face with the truth and just let them know, because it is such a powerful act to let them know that we are not, you know, we are not sheeple. We are not stupid. We are intelligent, caring people who give a damn and will make a difference in this world. And we will tell you, no, we're not going to have your one world government. You're not going to try to, you know, destroy this economy.
And now we see, folks, even when David Rockefeller is in Chile being confronted eloquently, we see Zbigniew Brzezinski, and this is the key, and I want to talk about when we come back, but the globalists create a climate that is going to cause rebellion, but then they're going to try to steer the revolution towards solutions that bring more corruption, more power, more world government. That's why what We Are Change is doing. And I'm just so honored, folks, because Luke's openly, and again, it's an example of what he's now inspired and what then others inspire. You know, Luke watching me get arrested by Bush or confronting, you know, other world leaders. And then Luke got mad, went out and started doing the same thing, and now others are doing it. And it is a chain reaction. Luke.
It's a continuing spiral, and, you know, I got to shout out Matis Rojas. I mean, confronted David Rockefeller in Chile. I was talking to him years before, and seeing other people take action, stand up for themselves, and believe in themselves. And
leave Chile now! Leave Chile! We do not want your New World Order! You've killed a lot of people! You're killing a lot of people, David Rockefeller! Leave Chile now! I mean, that really, and the way Dick Cheney looked at you and snarled, but then put his head down and backed off. Woo! This is Alex.